Hi guys, today I wanted to show my chicken friends what I do to save a little bit of money on my feed bill and boost the health of my chickens. So I'm going to talk to you about lacto fermentation today, and it's where you take this whole grains and you transform it into this fermented goodness. So what is lacto fermentation? It's where you soak a product like whole grains, or people may be familiar with things like kombucha. So kombucha is a fermented tea that we drink, but we're going to feed these grains to our chickens or any kind of livestock, really. So grains have a protective coating around them that really locks in their nutrients. And in order to get to those nutrients, you have to open up that protective coating, and we do that by fermenting. So why would we want to do that? What's the point? Well, soaking and fermenting these grains, it really softens them and it makes them more easily digestible for your chickens. And fermenting also adds probiotics and boosts the nutritional value. So I'm not going to argue with that. As you can see here, this is before and this is after we add the water. It expands, and I use everything, including this liquid, including that liquid right there. So let me try to get a close up on here. You can see the bubbles inside. So that's it fermenting. This has been fermenting. I'm about to open this up. This has been fermenting for 2 days. This is a brand new jar that I just gathered up this morning to show you what I'm doing. So I'm going to use every bit of this. I'm going to use all the liquid. I don't drain it. I do save a little bit of the liquid to start this jar. That's going to be my starter for this jar. It only takes just a little bit. So just save just a little bit of it. So I'm going to show you what this is like whenever I open it, because fermenting is pretty cool. As you can see, there's no mold in here. I do mix these up often throughout the day to make sure that I have no mold growth on top and to keep all of the grains exposed. So what I'm going to do with all this, I try to keep 2 jars going at the same time, one to start and one that's ready to go. I try to keep the 2 jars going. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of this, I'm going to dump it over a pile of my organic layer pellets. And all this juice, all of this liquid is going to absorb into those pellets. It's just going to soak it all up. So they get every ounce of nutrition out of this jar, goes straight into my chickens, and in return they give me healthy eggs. Okay, so now I want to show you, this jar produces gas and my lid will not press down. So here, okay, see that one presses. This is so full of gas, my lid will not decompress right now. Let me see if I can open that while I'm holding this. Oh gosh. Okay, listen. Bear with me. Oh, can't open it. Ugh. There. That was pretty tough. I don't know if you heard the gas escaping, that pressure, but here's everything. There's some sticks and some random things in there, because all this is just a bag of organic non-GMO scratch grains. That's all it is. It's got sunflower seed, barley, whole wheat, and corn. That's all this is. That's all it is. So I would really encourage you guys to do this. As you can see, it will only save you probably about 30%, but you're adding this liquid in, and think of all the probiotics and extra nutrients you are giving to your birds because they're able to digest this much easier when it looks like that. So I encourage you, look it up and learn how to do it. It's really easy to get started, and this literally just sits on my shelf. Not here, I don't sit here, but it just sits on my shelf until I'm ready to use it. It just takes up a wee bit of counter space. Okay, so thank you for watching. I want you guys to all try that. Keep your birds healthy. I try really hard to keep my birds as healthy as possible so that they lay healthy eggs. And whenever we have times where we don't have very much forage in our yard for them, I try to make up for that by keeping them well stocked on fermented grains. Now, I would like to mention that I have read some articles that suggest that if you already have layers, if your birds are already laying, you don't want to start them. I mean, if you go ahead and start them straight on fermented grains and they are already laying, it could reduce their productivity. It could reduce their egg production because this is chock full of probiotics. Just like if you were to drink a whole bottle of this, you would probably crap your pants. It would give you diarrhea because your own body is not used to this massive amount of probiotics. Well, your chickens aren't either. So whenever you give your birds this all at the same time, their system goes through a shock. That I understand that. From my own experience, I would say that there's some credibility to that. So you can start very young birds. You can start your chicks on it. But the point is to keep this in their diet routinely. And if you want to go ahead and introduce that to birds that are already laying, just be prepared that they may drop their production, but they may not. So it depends on what you feed them regularly and how their system will react to the probiotics. So thank you for watching this my first video of really kind of how we do things on our little mini homestead. So all right, I'll try to upload some more stuff as my garden goes and the chickens get bigger and we have more eggs and hatching day. So we'll be getting on to that too. All right, guys. Thank you. Bye.